check see ke boletse go kanana, that's the spirit of kanana go di exing, and I took a risk with the money that I did not have, which all of us have profile, we all go to the ground.
Yes.
So I always like to say, be humble and never think that you are better than anyone. For dust you are, and unto dust you shall return.
Hey, that's powerful, man.
So
that is
you should always be humble. Don't have a problem. You can get the people, then I get the deposit, rental first month, then pusha gore ke create branding. Remmogo re tlotlegile. My company is Remmogo re tlotlegile home to call rooms from 40,000, 30, 40,000. We need body generator. It's quite a lot. I can say maybe we have a 150,000 to set up a proper home equipment. We've got equipment that can cater for 8 funerals. If we could have 8 funerals in a day, you do have, then there are suppliers. I'm a go-getter. I'm one person. I've learned to accept rejection. I'm one person. I learned a lot from failure. I actually embrace failure. So rejection, I'm used to rejection. I've been rejected many times. I've been rejected to the bank. I've been rejected by investors who now wants to give me their money for I don't need that. A person will be like, no, I've got $500,000, I can give you this $500,000, only pay 40%. I mean, are you mad?
I'm crazy.
Are you mad?
10 years later.
The highest turnover that I made in these few years, turnover was around 0.9 M.
But when you don't need them. Hola. This is Voices of the Nation podcast. I am Letlhogonolo Mogoema, Fana Madleran Fana Pitorin Fana Spani, Le Kotsomela. And welcome to a brand new episode of Voices of the Nation podcast. Guys, today we have a very, very, very special episode that we have for you guys. It is an episode about entrepreneurship. It is an episode about business. So this is the time where I'm going to ask you guys to please take your thinking caps on, to please just ensure that you guys are sitting well, are focused, because the person that we have today is going to share with us his journey on business, his journey on entrepreneurship, and his journey on life in general. We have none other than the great, the legend, the mighty, Mr. Tshepo Mel Mofokeng. How are you, my good king?
I'm well, thanks. And how are you, Debbie?
Great. I just wanted to say thank you so much for gracing us with your presence today. Thank you for making time in your busy schedule, and I hope that you are ready to share your story with us today.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we'll share.
Brilliant. Without further ado, I'm just going to read a short description or bio of Mr. Tshepo, and then we're gonna get into his story, right? Tshepo Mel Mofokeng, born in Welkom and raised by his grandparents. Tshepo Mel moved to Klerksdorp at the age of 6 after studying, and then later on studied IT. After studying IT, he opened his first business, an internet cafe. His journey took a new direction when he worked under a funeral parlor owner, where he found his true calling. Today, Tshepo is the founder and owner of Remmogo Burials, a respected funeral parlor that has been serving families with care and compassion for over 10 years now. His story is one of growth, resilience, and dedication to helping others through life's most difficult moments. My good king, that is basically your bio. That is basically what people know you for. But in your opinion, who is Mr. Tshepo Mel Mofokeng? Where do you come from, and how was your upbringing growing up?
Like you said, I was born in Velkomo, then later moved to Kanana. I used to stay with my grandparents that side, but after their passing, we moved to Kanana to stay with my mom. I'm just ke authia kasi wa bona ke authia kasi ke goletse go Kanana. That's the streets of Kanana. Ko di exing wa bona ha o tlhagela that side of Kanana, people assume gore I re ditsotsi rotlhe that side rama SVK road.
Yeah, that's true.
Not knowing gore some of us we re shebela ko pele, then ha re tsaye sengwe le sengwe se se tlhagang and feel like le nna ke kgatlhiwa ke batla go nna tsotsi le nna. So yeah, ke goletse go Kanana. I went to Batabile Primary School, later moved to Monkeng Secondary School, then go Kanana kwa. Then I went to Vuselela to get my IT qualification. Then I corresponded at UNISA for my diploma on the other side. I wanted to be a doctor, but it's haba, bomadi, those type of things.
Yes, sir.
Then I my matric. I then opted for IT because I loved computers, and I wanted to invent my own computer, maybe a computer that can see the future. You know, I get how on ambitious and stuff. But after graduation, I couldn't get employment. You know, we have a problem in South Africa whereby you get your qualification, then you sit at home. So I then used the skills that I acquired my qualification to generate income for myself.
Yes, sir.
Then I used the money that I had from the savings, the body bazari, to buy old computers and refurbish them. For started my own IT shop, my own internet cafe. Then ke develop to the CV. Then ba bangwe ba tsena ko internet, the applications tsa bone. Others ba bankanyetsa the computer from that small internet shop. Then it went on.
My king, I feel like there's certain things that you are skipping. You see, I feel like there's certain very, very important things that you are skipping. Because as we were basically doing our research regarding who is Tshepo Mel, we came across stories that Tshepo Mel was not just a person. Tshepo Mel was somebody that also was in tune with God, you know what I mean? Tshepo Mel became a musical director at a very, very young age for certain choirs. A choir of the Catholic Church, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
Catholic. I'm Catholic, and I spend most of my time go kereke.
Yeah.
I can say ke holetse le go kereke. I loved the church. Le nna santsane ke rata kereke thata.
Can you like just tell us, Suguti, how did you become the youngest musical director, and what does God mean to you basically in your life?
I can say God is everything because I can't function without God in my life. If I could tell you the things that God has done for me,
Yes.
It's a lot. It's a lot. That man knows the challenges that I met in life, and I believe for on those challenges. So I've been active from a very young age. You know, at a Catholic church, there are stages that one needs to follow. After baptism, then you get first Holy Communion, or just lalelo.
Yes.
After just lalelo, then there's a stage between confirmation.
Yes.
So in confirmation, there's an oil between chrism. With that oil, it is the oil that is used to anoint the kings. Like King David, when he was anointed, and the first king of Israel, King Saul, he was anointed by that oil. It can do anything. Then our priests, baruti ba rona ba ile ko sekolong ha ba tla ba tlo anentiwa ka the same way le ba dirang ba priester. So after confirmation I be ke simolla go ruta di-class tsa bo di-Sunday school yalo ko kerekeng. Then I was still active ka bo music ko kerekeng because I love singing. Nane tsa rate bo di bolo bo di I was into music. Then I think about 2007 I then became one of the youngest choir conductors ko kerekeng ya rona, and I conducted ko kerekeng ya rona. I conducted like ka di second ha di kopane, like I'm known go Botswana, bo Lesotho, like ha hona le something go would be called them and we need assistance, come do 1 2 3 4 5.
Yes sir.
For us then we would go yalo. So I was very active ko kerekeng. Then ka 2018 I felt that I had a calling ya boruti. Then the church took me to a school ko Cape Town for a lo check for this thing yalo kapa ya. And when you go to a seminary, it is not guaranteed that you will become a Catholic priest, but only formation to see or do you really have a calling, stuff like that. Now I believe that I really had a calling, but because of responsibilities and other things, I had to come back. So I believe I'm still saving my calling more the funeral industry.
Wow, that is a brilliant story.
Yeah, because even in the Bible, morticians have always been the typical example. When Jesus was crucified, then they took him from the cross to a new grave that was Joseph. Then Joseph and Nicodemus, they cross on, they prepped him, into a grave. That's the work of a funeral parlor. So it's always been there.
So basically you're still serving your calling right now.
Yeah.
Do what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm still serving my calling because of the work that I do.
Yeah. So basically, are you comfortable here, or do you think that you'll still go back to like the actual like priesthood?
Because of for Catholic priests, you become celibate and chaste, meaning you don't marry, you don't sleep around,
you don't
have family. Yeah. So already now I have a daughter, so I can no longer become a priest. But if in Ganyala, I can become a deacon and still serve.
Yeah, that is brilliant stories, man. What I wanna understand also, I hear the church like part of your life, right? And you also touched on the fact that you wanted to do you went into IT because you had a vision of like creating like a computer basically, you know. So do you think that one, are you also parked it, or do you think that you also go back to that one?
I parked it because I enjoy what I do now. And funny enough, whilst growing up, I have a thought that I would tell people that Lauka to Spain I will never in a million years work in a funeral parlor.
Is that what you always used to say?
I always used to say that like this type of job, but we deal in this type of job. And the moment, whether you are a multi-millionaire, whether you are arrogant, you are what, when you go to a funeral parlor or out of your identity starts to change. You become body A, body B, yellow. So I go back to a scripture or a verse whereby the two brothers Cain and Abel, then hitla without those type of things. Then Oya ko Mbung, and for which all of us, we all go to the ground.
Yes.
So I always like to say, be humble and never think that you are better than anyone. For dust you are, and unto dust you shall return.
Hey, yo, that's powerful, man.
So
that is
you should
powerful.
always be humble, respect people irrespective of their work. Someone because of the very same person is the one who's going to bury you if you die.
That is powerful. Today we are getting wisdom. I told you guys, over today we are sipping from a well that has so much wisdom. But money, it's brilliant what you're saying, right? So coming along onto your journey, I just wanted to understand. You had so much dreams, so much aspirations, but what led you into entrepreneurship? What led you into like entrepreneurship instead of going to work, let's say maybe at an IT company? What led you to start your own?
Like I said, I did send CVs. I did approach companies. By then, IT was dominated by, I'm not being racist, but was dominated by white people. Most companies preferred white people for those type of jobs. So I think the market 4 months, and I was like, can I?
Yes, you can. Yes, you
and
can.
I was like, I fuck it. Let me do something. I mean, I've got the skill. Use whatever you have to generate something for you. And this thing of entrepreneurship has been there. Like in the I would sell body sweets, body cool time. Yeah, I've been there. Negotala Hrotman, Kim Chela Kerer, Banyana Bankhana, so I double say,
just because you were selling.
Yeah, because I was selling. By then they preferred body cheese boy, stuff like that. Majita body 6-pack. So I used to sell. I get like a whole. Like I am from a home whereby in a how but a genius Levi's. By then Levi's in a Leone emo fashion, and they would like. Now I can say the device, but I can give you this. So I took that money, take a boss dog, or would walk to me, or flex dog, reke, or you go OBC da, or a casino da, packet at full time. By then, in 150, how a packet, take a buma 10 rand, Yahoo for buma 30 rand. How na le teranta or a packet at 3 or a kisa, yellow. However, as time goes by, you expand or a kabudi tamat, yellow, or pusha. Then local high school, Nekrix and sweets. Go primary, there was this teacher and I compete, Elena, Mistress Mulot. So I rekis, I didn't make a rekis, I may as well rest in peace. So local high school. Yellow. Then at college, Nekile Mashonis.
But now, this thing has been in the garden.
Yeah, it's been there, but
would you say that like it was a must, like based on like it was a must, or did you just love it? Like in terms of like was there money go through, or was it a must for you to sell?
No, it was not a must. We were not a rich family, but we were okay. Then my dad has been an entrepreneur, even though because he was there. He was there. He was a taxi owner. So he's been an entrepreneur. I can that's where I got it.
Yeah, I think so too.
So because later after came my IT business, the first funeral I was there for about 4 months. Then I started developing the love for the business. I did my own research. I knew what are insurance underwriters. I knew or what is it that is needed for you to become a funeral undertaker, for you to be classified as a funeral undertaker. Because one can say to be a funeral parlor, but there are certain things that you need to acquire for you to be a funeral parlor or a funeral undertaker.
Ah, that is brilliant, Osmani. Like, I love the story.
And the time I simulated this business, I was like, people die every day. I'm going to make money. Yes, people die every day. I remember the natality and mortality rate are always equal. So I was like, I'm going to make a killing, not knowing for a lava every day. It is not guaranteed that they will go to you. And for a business like a funeral parlor, you first need to build a reputation.
Yes, that is true.
You build a reputation first so that people can recognize you and say, Mama Face. This and that, and for which it takes time. It does not happen overnight. And for someone who's starting such a business without nothing, from nothing, there was an Indian guy, Sansanal Tengot likes the Bobby Mohammed. We did not have chairs, so a couple of Mohammed, it's a plastic for at least about how about say
Oh, but man, I could listen to you the whole day. I think it's just because I'm also a lover of business, and I think it's just because of the respect that I have for you, because I've been like seeing you obviously on social media for years now, you see, and I've actually come to see the growth happening day by day, which is something that I really, really appreciate, you see, Otman. But before we get into the actual gist of your story, I just wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel about platforms like this that we have, like Voices of the Nation podcast? How do you feel about platforms like that and young people that are actually trying to start something out of nothing?
No, such platforms, I love them. I'll be honest with you, because when you go to such platforms as a guest,
yes, sir,
you're gonna a certain number of people to know you, that you exist. They give others market, stuff like that, like Runabatra business.
yes,
We may be known, but you're also introducing us to certain markets who did not know us.
Yes, that's true.
I was watching one of the shows,
yes, sir.
I think at the 16th of June.
Oh yeah, okay.
You were bowing your heads for someone almost and this age,
yeah,
we're talking about this age,
yes,
and so it's a great platform to have. Yes, there may be a lot of podcasts out there.
Yes.
You may feel like we are still small and starting, but no, we are not small, we are big. Small business is big business.
Hey.
I learned that at one seminar I attended, whereby the Minister of Small Business by then was Mayor Comrade Lindiwe Zulu, and she said small business is big business. For a mere fact that you started something, it means you are going into the right direction.
Yes, sir.
So it's always wise to start small.
Yeah.
So keep it up. This platform, if you get to the heights,
wow, thank you so much for the wise words, Fatmani. Thank you so much. Now, just to take the spotlight a little bit back to where it belongs, I wanted to ask Fatmani, you kind of touched it, but then just officially, and then what inspired you into like finally now settling down in the funeral parlor business? Like, how did you now go from everywhere, from your aspirations to your jobs to your business, your first business, to actually settling in the funeral business?
Okay, in 2014, whilst I was still busy with my IT business, and the most important element that we needed was the internet, because by then there were no these fiber things.
Mm.
It was tough. We did not have internet, or you'd have to operate from a modem, and by then data prices were expensive. So this man would go to my shop, I look at copy stuff like that, and he was like, Chief, I see man, you are struggling, and your struggle is say, but why don't you come and work for me? Ke funding at 2 million. By then I have 2 million, like a lot of money. So the guy sold me false dreams, telling me he will buy me a car, and Hana Koloi Liena. He will buy me a car, he will give me salary kana, then you know, those type of things. Then I was like, I'm one person, I don't like fighting a losing battle. I invite you by all means, and I was like, it's shy, it's time to leave this business and focus on other things. Maybe because I'm in Mereko, after Hokrea Mereko, I'll go back to my business kids.
Okay.
Then he approached me. I took some of my computers to move to business.
So at this point, was it like a partnership thing, or was it like employee?
Employer-employee.
Okay.
Because like if you look for him, my business venture failed. So let me do something else. Then we went to his business, rented the premises. We did not have all the equipment, you know, those type of things. But with the hope, we created 2 million, the 2 million it labereka, this and that and that and that. So that's when I started doing my own research about the business, understanding the dynamics of the business, understanding the compliance part of the business. So for me, this has been theory and practical at the same time, because I was learning and executing at the same time. So we would get clients, we would market, but guy he would be withdrawing the money, using the money for mabaka not mabaka business. Then there was a time whereby he used a marketing tool or strategy saying no waiting trial for everyone who's joining. And no waiting trial. So I think then there's no underwriter, there's no coffers, it's a business for it, but and it really caused a problem about whereby I even had to go to body local newspapers to do articles saying that this is not my business. I'm working for someone. The person decided to neglect his business in any problems. Then I beat you a copana. I give it a calling to a phone and I ended up hacking his email
just to get proof.
Body bank statements and notifications. By then FNB the notification needs an email. So yes, the proof. Man, we would make money for that man, and we were dedicated because we knew that there's no money. Business A, business A, so that we can get the salaries that we want. But anasa shebele ko pele, anashebela
hand to mouth.
Yeah, hand to mouth. So from those problems, I saw an opportunity. Then I spoke to guys by the insurance or underwriters. Guys, we have a situation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How best can you assist us?
Yes.
I said, no, go back to the clients, explain to them, then we'll give you maybe 3 months waiting trial or 2 months waiting trial. Then I called the clients, sat down, what is really
The truth.
but there's a situation or there's something that we can do so that their policies could be saved. So by then, I was like, I'm taking over now. I sat down with the colleagues. Sat down with the colleagues and said, guys, why don't we start a cooperative and take over this business? Then we sat down, we registered a cooperative. By then I knew my way, CIPC, how to register businesses, those type of things. By then I can register my business. Let's register a cooperative. Then the same people that I'm telling, re-register a business. So I registered my own company and being encouraged by one of the ladies that I was working with. Like, I'm saying, no, register. I will work for you. Then I approached my dad and said, Chief, I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I cannot say ekalo. Then I sold some of the computers that I had. There's a gentleman who can and that took around 1,000 rand. They came child like this thing for I'm 1,000 rand that I went at the computer one go fetch then his money can register a business, he get the Then I approached my dad and said, Chief, I wanna do this. Muzala but I want to continue this thing. I can ask, how can you assist me? Then Lena, what do the planets that then Mokona Nekina Lim Kishonekina Boma 7,000. Then someone Abantusa got another 7,000 to get the building, the battery key deposit. Then there's another person within the industry. Aban loan shall take 10,000 to cover my operational costs.
So basically, like, what do you need at this point? Do you need a fridge or you need a building?
No, I'll get there.
Okay.
I'll get there. I get it, you need to get your papers in order first. Then you get a building. So the building was already there. I went to the landlords, explained to them the situation, and I took a risk with the money that I did not have. I did not have capital. So the landlord agreed and said, okay, Chief, as long as you are willing to pay me, I don't have a problem. You can get the building. Then I paid the key deposit, rental first month, then my company is Remmogo Holdings and Trading. So I'm operating as Remmogo Burials. So then the building part so after a week operator, I got my first cash funeral. So the first person that we buried, Nelin, that they kanana. So it was the first funeral that we got. It was a cash funeral. I had nothing. Then the same person then I did a funeral. By then I was a fly by night. I can have the certificate of competence here and the license of my face. So you are a fly by night, some of those things, and you are not yet a funeral parlor but a burial society. So I did my first funeral, then get a profit, 8,000. That profit carries similar funeral parlor, and for which they are expensive. For you to get the certificate of competence, you need cold rooms or the fridge.
Okay.
You also need a preparation area where you handle human remains, those type of things. So all those things cost money. Like the embalming table only, it's around 10,000. You need one man stretcher, it's around 12,000. You need the cold rooms, 40,000, 40,000. You need body generator. It's quite a lot. I can say maybe we are talking about 150,000 to set up a proper preparation area, the cold room. So once you have all those things, building your house up to standard, because there's a standard that you must follow. You get the requirements for what is it that you need. You need companies to do your medical waste. Once you met all those things, then you can get your certificate of competence and become a funeral parlor instead of burial society.
That is brilliant, Hotman.
So it took me, before I got my first certificate of competence in 2015, after a year and few months, because whatever that we're making, we're putting it into the business. People were telling me stories for the businessmen, businessmen is you know, how will they try? They didn't have that trust. This person, forgetting that you as a person, you need to start somewhere.
Yes, sir.
So today we are where we are.
Where are we now?
Because of the patience, the resilience.
So basically, where are we right now? That's what I want to understand. Like, you have all the cold rooms, you have everything, you haven't franchised or anything. Are you still just based here in Klerksdorp?
Yeah, we are based in Klerksdorp. The thing is, I'm one person who likes to set realistic goals. And I rather challenge that happening, but I don't want to work under pressure. I want to stress out Friday, no, I don't want that. And I believe whatever that I'm getting is enough for me, it's enough for the business. Because whatever that we want to achieve, the little that we are getting, we are achieving it.
Yes.
We may not be where we want to be, but we are going
on the way.
We are on the way. We do have our own equipment. We've got equipment that can cater for 8 funerals. If we could have 8 funerals in 1 day.
In 1 day you can.
Do have. Then there are suppliers.
Capacity.
Yeah, we have the capacity.
Yes, sir.
We have an African footprint. We've done funerals as far as Boleso to Namibia. We've been to Mozambique. We've taken bodies to Zimbabwe.
Wow.
We've flown people, bodies to Nigeria. You know, we do have an African footprint. And we can cater for any type of funeral that may come our way, whether it's a standard or basic funeral to a VVIP funeral. I mean, we are known for the office of the presidency because we did a funeral of one lady who was working for office here. Deputy Minister Kenny Murolo, January, got the recommendation here, our mayor and the
Wow.
So we did a funeral of that lady. Then we first got Jenny's So that is why we are known in the office of the presidency. So we also did one funeral. Ndate Hanta Morebudi, Wagokuma, who was the deputy director of sports, arts and culture, Moma Tosana. We've done quite a lot. We've done quite a lot. So we do anything.
At this point.
As long as you are willing to pay,
that is so brilliant and inspiring. Like, I hope everybody that is watching is literally like taking everything in. You know what I mean?
And we've we've also developed relationships with certain companies and individuals who have latest cars. Like people will be like, "Give us the G-Wagon," and we're like, "No, don't stress, we got you. As long as you're willing to pay, we got you."
Seriously?
Yeah,
Like it's all of it?
Yeah, we can get them. The latest Range Rovers, no, we can get them. As long as you are willing to pay, yeah, we can get anything that you want.
Yeah, no, I think I need to inform certain people, and we must start getting G-Wagons now.
Yeah, we can get them.
Yeah,
we can get them. Yeah, we can get them.
Yeah, that is so brilliant, Hotman. Yeah, so like just to educate like our audience based on a little bit on the funeral parlor industry, what is an underwriter?
Okay, an underwriter, we can say it's an insurance company that you work with to cover your clients or the policies that you are enrolling in a funeral parlor. Remember, you are taking a risk from a client. Then you take it from you transfer it into a third body, so that you can do an insurance claim to those people, and then you can render the funeral service. Because the 65 rand that you pay each and every month is not sufficient or enough so that it can pay for a funeral or for everything. But when you take it and transfer it somewhere, then you underwrite maybe the risk and say, okay, for service, for coffee, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then maybe you underwrite it at 10,000. Then that 10,000 will run a funeral for you. You know, people always say, La dura marmakasa a cheap. No, it's not just the coffin involved in the funeral. There are cars involved. There's electricity for that storage chamber, which each hour electricity ends. There's preparation. There's people who are handling those human remains. They need to be paid. There's administration. You need to pay for that. There's printers. There's paper. There's this and that and that and that and that and that. There's a lot of things involved. The grave, you also need to pay for the grave. And people like, Makasa are cheap. No, if Makasa are cheap, they play your own funeral. Sometimes you don't need to sugarcoat things. I understand that, but how about so that's what basically underwriting falls under. It's a company that we work with, like Old Mutually, So you take a risk from client so that you can be able to claim.
So that leads me to the following question, which is the question regarding Mr. Bongani DSO, or how do you pronounce it? Bongani Dzo.
The special, I get that special one.
The special one.
Yeah.
So basically, what's your relationship with Mr. Bongani Dzo? Because I see you guys are always together everywhere where you go. I see like there's just a certain bond there. So I just wanted to understand what's the relationship between you guys.
Yeah, we're good friends with Bongani.
Okay.
I met Bongani, I think 2013. Then 2014, we all wanted to be entrepreneurs, started business, you know, then no chill NCF, no chill Friday, whereby he would post a lot of memes, stuff like that. That's how the whole day available Matataron. I don't know if it's a lot, that's how I would post
Brabugs, you need to come back.
So you would post like so then I found a brother in him. You know, there was a time whereby I had a lot of problems. My business was on the verge of closing, quite harder, and there's one person on a I would tell him my problems, deep. I knew that he was not going to judge me. He would put himself in my shoes. So since really sharp, I do have other friends, and they are all good friends.
Yeah.
I won't lie. They are all good friends. So, but this guy, Rebecca Samu, you know.
Okay. That is brilliant. I kind of envy that in a way, because the world that we live in right now, it's so rare. It's so rare to find like a real person that will be able to go with you in those dark moments and in the happy moments also. You see, Hotman. So like just a little bit back to Remmogo burials, né? What does a typical day in your life look like? Let's say a Monday, a typical Monday in your life. As a CEO, as a CEO.
At times, my Mondays can be very difficult because I'm busy. I even stopped taking meetings at the Mondays because I know I might not honor them because of the workload that might come. Remember, it's Monday, but when I talk of a late weekend there, they wanna come to you. I do have the best team. I won't lie. They can handle the business in my absence here. December I decided to go to Cape Town. I'm leaving. And my business was running. If it clearly in one piece, let know next time for my birthday. But
yeah.
So there are some people who like let's help us straight. You know, for such, then you make provision for that.
Yes.
But my Mondays and Fridays can be very hectic because Friday I wanna be at the funeral parlor. Anyway, so that I can see everything is sharp. Now I'm very hands-on. Most times. Sometimes kayapara overall. So now I'm very hands-on most times. And I believe in assisting my team. I'll be there for my team to see for everything as well. Not for trusted. Because they do go outside 2 weeks back when I was not there.
In your absence.
Got positive feedback. They go to work KZN, so it's very hectic. So at times I don't even plan my days. So like today I knew what I was coming here. I had to clear most of my things so that more. Then sometimes you plan your day, but you end up not honoring whatever that you plan.
Which is a big mistake in business, not honoring your
but now I do tell people, even when you get into relationships, there are some women, some women will complain that you're making time for them. Then o come sheba mo matlonyana a khone go dira zaka ha go di hela o batla zaka mara khala complain gore ha o ntirele nako ha o etse. So now I tell them, okay, my work is very demanding. And like, no, I understand, baby. I'll be there a few months down the line. You choose between me and your wife. We move. Now, I like to say,
and especially you have a kid.
I'm a go-getter.
Exactly.
I can't spend 24 hours of my time with a woman. No, that's madness. I will never do that.
Same, man. Like I cannot even like just to spend the whole day like without doing something, like send the email or something. It's impossible.
I can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. So that is why my job is very demanding.
Yeah.
I'm not just a founder. I'm the founder. I'm the CEO. I'm the managing director. So like everything. Yes, I do have people. Barana like Bongsi is running the marketing department. I need to take a peek more and get how far I can.
Exactly.
You know, those type of things. I need to chair meetings, I need to give people tasks, those type of things, you know. So but it's your business. Does it mean when you own a business, you've got 100% responsibility of the business.
Imagine the people that are working for you, that have families, that might eat.
So such things. And being an employer is not easy, guys. It's not easy. As you please. No, what are you teaching your employees?
Yes.
You don't have time for me. No, I'm working, sweetie.
Hey, baby. Hey, Slavi.
Such things.
Nah, but that is pure advice, what money. So what I want to understand is, how do you handle the emotional toll of working so closely with grief, working with dead people? How do you handle that emotionally?
You're not able to. I won't lie. Able to. It drains you. It drains you as a person, because you deal with different types of death. There are people who died naturally. That one can be understandable. There are those who die unnaturally, like maybe
So Hotman, how does that affect you, or how do you feel handling or dealing with death? Like how does that affect you emotionally, like working so closely with death and with grief? How does it affect you, and how do you handle it?
And running a business at the same time.
And running a business at the same time, and you're supposed to smile also at the same time.
No, it's not easy. You need a high level of emotional intelligence to deal with all these things. Remember, you meet with different people from different backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds. Lefu ha le tsene go na le mafu a mang where we can understand ukutsi sebaka, it's been sick for years, ha re mo tlogeleng a tsamaye a lo phomola. Then there are some natural causes whereby you get people who are killed, you get people by the car accidents, you get people who are poisoned, you get people who took their own lives. It becomes difficult, even for you, a funeral parlor director, when you have to sit down with the family, talking to them, you end up not knowing what to say to them. And you still need to be a businessman, but you have to be a businessman with compassion. You need to be compassionate. You are dealing with a sensitive issue, and it's not easy. I won't lie, but eventually we find a common ground, because at the end of the day, the funeral service needs to be conducted, the funeral parlor needs to be paid. So especially when you talk about the money issues, the type of services that they are choosing, some people feel like, there was a time whereby I fought with a client. The client was like, he wanted to take advantage of my kindness, or maybe umotona mo gonna, yes, somebody that umotona mo gonna o feel gore tshwantse ke dire dilo tsa batlang go di dira, mare ena sa batle go dira dilo tse batlang a di dire, whereby you get a call at night, you have to wake up your people to go and fetch the body there, and ha motho a tlhokafala ko ntlong, batho ba nna like they get anxious. There are some people ba batla motho a fetsa go tlhokofala tshwantse a tsamaye klare, and there are some things that need to be followed, whereby you need to call police or an ambulance to come certify the person as dead or tlhokofetse. You don't just call the funeral parlor go tla ya o tlo nka mofu. No, you need to go. That's why we call it ena.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ra bua le bona. Then the first question that we ask is, did you call the ambulance to come certify? No, then we say call the ambulance for a battle. Even though our ambulances, it's 3 hours before it unless we call the people that we know to go assist. Then once the ambulance feditse ba sile the note gore motho o tlhokofetse serious, then that's when we can go fetch the body. So some people diletse ha ba di nagana o nagana gore fela ha go fa tšhelete you are their slave or o tla go treata the way it does not work like that. It does not work like I said. Be humble. Yes, you're giving me money. I'm giving you the service in return.
It's a give and take.
So respect me. About so such things. Some people they would blame you for it. Like they always find someone to blame. That time they find you about. So such things there are some people they feel I wish these people were because of how they talk to us, how they talk to my employees. There are some who even lie, say my employees did this and that and that and that and that and that. I'd rather fight for my employee than fight for a client, because tomorrow my employee will be there for me. My client might not return, but my employee will always be there for me.
That is such a great business advice for people.
Yeah, so it's tough, but like I said, someone has to do it.
Yes, and like personally, like I just want to thank you for the job that you're doing, man. Please,
no, thank you so much.
Don't let all these negative things like discourage you. Like, you are truly doing God's work. You see what I mean, Kotman? So what I also want to understand, like, is there a certain form of training? How do you also train your employees to like be able to handle the bodies that come? Is there a form of training, whether it's emotional or whether it's like practical training of how to handle a body?
Okay, we give them practical training on how to handle the human remains, like in terms of collection. How you dress when you go to collect the body. Okay, go jareteng, okaya, maybe a better overall, but there are some institutions like forensic. We know when you go to forensic, you need to dress your PPE. When you go to Tshepo, this is how you need to behave. This is how you need to dress. How you handle yourself. This is how you talk to the bereaved family. Yeah, we do have training for that. So Baba I can listen for counseling, but I counseling so but we counsel ourselves as a group. We sit down, talk about challenges. How can we overcome them? Those type of things. But yeah, it needs training. There's a course in embalming, so that I can be a certified embalmer. Because I can do embalming, but I don't have certification for that. I learned it. Okay, for embalming, it's the whole process of dealing with human remains. Like when you have someone for a long distance going to a foreign country, stuff like that, there's a process, which is embalming, whereby we substitute the bodily fluids of the deceased, they gas certain chemicals, so that they can be preserved. You can preserve the body for a certain period of time. It depends which type of embalming. So preserve for a week, there's one that can preserve for a year or for a lifetime. There are some people who say, when I die, do embalming, put me in a glass for about how it's allowed. As long as then the glass we will have lead lining, chemically between lead lining, like what was done. Got the Queen of England, the coffin had lead hence it was heavy and carried by, I think it's about 12 people, because it's heavy. Then go the Catholic Church, our Pope there's a certain procedure but really autopsy but some things to preserve them, so that after a certain period of time. Avanza le sharp mo teng. Yeah, so there's a lot that is done.
So basically, what I want to understand, do you guys do like autopsies, or do you don't do autopsies? You just because I've seen like dead bodies sometimes. Like sometimes the lips are like closed in a way, and sometimes there's makeup there involved. So basically, like, how does that procedure go?
Okay, in terms of the autopsies or the postmortems,
yes.
we are not yet certified to do that, but postmortems can be done at our funeral parlor. Like maybe by a certified doctor, like Dr. Lala, they can come to our funeral parlor to do postmortems.
Okay.
Then but the specimens that they need for testing, for then ha motho a senyegile, maybe a sa kwalege bo molomo, we can do that. We can close the eyes, we can stitch mo go tlhokegang gore go stitchiwe, or those type of things. We deal with them. They can do makeup go bona bo moshare. Yeah, we do them.
Oh, but money, like I just said, but money, like it's people like you, man. It's people like you that are brave, that actually that are needed. Because
and we also ask his name something.
Okay.
We also do these proper burials, or we can say unknowns, whereby Leno refers to for some of the bodies studies are mazamati. There's 30 if you can May, June, somewhere there. So there's another 30 something of it. So they divide them, calculate the number of the funeral parlors, tell them compliant for by
yes.
So some of them are decomposed. Some of them have been in the fridge, go forensic for over 12 months, over 2 years. You know, we call them unknowns. So we take them, we bury them. How much are this and that. Maybe what DNA, because some of them you can't even recognize them anymore. But in Chile, you know, some change color. You know, that's the things that we deal with. So if the DNA does not match then we know the grave demokae. Then should someone come and say Maramutoso then exhumation, alo epolwa, then test about if the DNA matches, then yeah.
Yeah, that is brilliant, man. So what I wanna understand is what is the most unusual like situation that you guys have maybe come across, like unusual or unexpected, or I don't know if you get what I'm trying to ask. Like, because we hear stories about like people waking up or stuff like that. Have you guys ever come across like a very unusual or unexpected situation?
Yeah, for us, we haven't. I think of such a situation, but before it used to happen at some undertakers. We find that is why our cold chambers are for a motor freeze
okay.
They keep it cool, they preserve for the assassination and stuff like that. And the reason why our cold room, you can open it from inside.
Yes.
There's something more than or maybe how time. Sometimes you are unconscious. Then maybe how typical example, there was a lady who was in a hospital somewhere. The lady was in a coma for Nagonyana.
Yes.
Then there was this doctor, and I paid a guy another lady, and I don't know because she was beautiful, he was attractive, you know.
Yes.
I'm attracted. So that lady was woken up from that coma to the contractions.
She was pregnant.
Yeah, she was pregnant.
Wow.
So those contractions, kids on it, they
woke her up.
Yeah, and she woke up.
Yes.
So maybe go serani has it senel but yeah, then
does it sometimes happen like a movement in of the arm or something? Yeah, because understand it.
Or nakongwe a dead person a little busy kind of mode about bosha or something.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Woo! Out.
About
Sure.
so that thing emo called chamberon, it illuminates in the dark. Yala so how we born alwen on a pusha ya then it got free then we got for puso.
What buddy? What buddy? Oh, straight. You guys are chosen, man. It's not anybody that can handle that. But man.
No.
And I love the fact that you still have this positive aura around you. You still have a smile wherever you go. You're still kind, man. You're still kind. That just shows you that this is something that you are handling it well. It's a calling.
It's a calling.
It's
a calling.
Yeah.
It's a calling.
So what I wanted to get to know more about the business, like now outside of like the actual things that are happening in the chambers or anything, what I wanted to know is, have you ever considered like selling the business, or is this like basically a generational thing for you? Is this a legacy project, or do you ever think you're going to sell?
I'm not going to sell it.
There you have it.
You know, there was a time whereby I needed investors, and people rejected me, rejected my proposals, and I'm one person, I've learned to accept the rejection. I'm one person, I learned a lot from failure. I actually embrace failure. Because I fail, it's either I learn or lose, but I always learn from failure.
Yeah.
So rejection, I'm used to rejection.
Yes.
I've been rejected many times.
Ish.
I've been rejected every month.
Yo.
I've been rejected by investors who now wants to give me their money for I don't need that money. A person will be like, no, I've got $500,000. I can give you this $500,000. Only pay 40%. I mean, are you mad?
Are you crazy?
Are you mad?
10 years later.
The highest turnover that I made
in
these few years, my turnover was around 2.9 M.
But man, you don't need them.
Remember,
you don't
when we say turnover, we are not talking about the actual money that you have or the profit. We talk about the money that came into the business.
Yes.
You still need to deduct the cost for service.
Yes.
You also have your overheads. For me to survive each and every month, I need 150 to 200,000.
The business?
Yeah, the business.
Wow.
Remember, I need to pay my employees, and I have to pay them well because
Yes.
I have to take care of my employees. So, if ke gona go dira turnover e kalo mo jareng, if ke batla maybe mo 100 ke le koloi ya 800,000, why not sacrifice for 2 years and buy yourself that car?
Yes.
Why not save before? In our business, we feel like hand to mouth. But as the business grows, you start breaking even. It took me years to break even.
How many?
I can say we started breaking even on our 5th to 6th year.
Yo. What kept you going during that time?
Faith. Not in anyone. Not in myths or legends, but in Tshepo.
Yes, sir. Self-belief, papi.
And I always believe that
oh yes.
Some people has that business. No, it does not happen like that.
Yeah.
Everything takes time.
Yes.
It takes time.
Yo.
Overnight success, another problem is serious. How many people are out there, 1 million overnight success, but successful, you know?
Not at all.
And I'm one person. I don't compete with anyone. The only person that I compete with is the person that I see when I check the mirror.
That is brilliant, man.
Yeah, there are big businesses out there doing the same things that I'm doing. I'm not afraid of those people.
You don't even look at them.
I don't even look at them. The street that I'm in, it's a very busy street.
Yes,
there's a busy funeral parlor. Let them do their things. I do my own thing. I cannot develop or I do my own thing.
Yeah.
For on side people say 100 ka letsatsi. No. But like I said, now whatever that I'm making, I'm grateful. For a 1,000 rand, I'm grateful. As long as that money is going to make a difference in the business. So
yeah, that is true. So
yeah, as long as kids for come month and we also manage to save for the business. But what create the salary then I'm happy. I'm happy. You know, if you run a business, you can retain the employees for somebody. We are fortunate.
Yeah.
There are businesses that closed during the COVID period. We are still operating anymore.
How did that affect you basically?
You know, it did affect us in a way because there was this thing only one funeral parlor is allowed to do funerals about COVID-19. And that nonsense affected a lot of businesses. We had to clear that thing at the local radio station because we approached the FM 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is happening. And we need to clear this thing because the business is about to lose. People are being paid to go to the hospital, go to Tshepo, for about the funeral palace in Maso or Habadi this by COVID. It's certain individual.
Dirty tricks.
So, but such things, they kept us going. They made us strong. But we are still operating.
Yes.
We are still operating.
But man, so I wanted to ask you, like, apart from the funeral services which you guys provide, what else do you guys, how do you guys plan on contributing, like, to the community of where you live in?
Okay, I'm one person. We do a lot of social responsibility now, but I can't Remmogo is doing this. I believe when you do something with your right hand, your left hand should not know it.
Woo!
And in the Bible it says when you do good works of mercy, you should not announce it in trumpets. I don't like that. I believe for I get tusa, and I don't help because I have. I help because of so now the social responsibility somewhere they be like I hate that shit. I don't like that. If you really two seats, that's it.
Nobody used to know.
Yes, nobody used to know. Even Mandela Day, they were taking pictures. I was like, no man, I don't like this. I don't like this. Whatever that we did out of love. Not for no, I don't. He knows, he will tell you. I do a lot of social responsibility. We do a lot of social responsibility.
I think that's something that our audience can also learn from you, man. There's no need to be out there, you see.
As long as maybe her organization approaches it's fine, then re-deliver. Once after delivering, then they can give us another letter so that it can be submitted to the taxman for a certain amount of money. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That's good. It's not for the no, I don't like that. I don't like that.
So what I wanted to ask you is, currently, as we know, like, we're in the 4th industrial revolution right now, man, and technology is rampantly growing. So what I want to understand is how is technology affecting like your industry basically?
It does affect because when you go to China, funeral parlors in China, how China buries it's more advanced than how we do it. And for China, they have this thing of saying they are saving the earth. Instead of utilizing that 2-point-something meters,
Yes.
China, they build what we call catacombs.
Okay.
Some areas they build catacombs whereby they build a building, they make space for a coffin, then that coffin yatsenyiwa mole yakwaliwa ka that seal ya teng by kwala, or more some funeral parlors they have body basements stuff. That's when they have catacombs whereby or they do cremation. The machine that was used for cremation 20 years ago, it's quite different to the one that is being used now. You'd find that 20 years ago, mollo ono diriwa ka bo dikgong yalo. But no, you just press certain buttons, you set the machine to maybe 1,000 Fahrenheit heat for mollo or what thing, or then there's also aquamation whereby go berekisiwa hydrogen. There's another chemical, I forgot it. For it dissolve the bodily parts, then osala ka moloranyana o. Then there's these burial ponds whereby o tseniwa mo go yone wa jaliwa ko fatshe, then go mela setlhare, stuff like that. So type of the technologies that are there. Then even the lowering devices, machine over down to earth. There are some whereby you just press the button, it's you know, there's a lot. And the moment we realize the way funerals are conducted now and what happened 20 years ago are totally different. The more the focus there are people who play body sound. Now, hotline them but sound I provide, but for my for one, I don't like sound because it is type of a trouble.
So Krapman,
yeah.
What I want to know is, as we're about to wrap up the show now, working with death, what has that taught you about life?
It taught me a lot, you know. One thing that I like to say, because of my experience, is live your life to the fullest.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. Sometimes we can have bigger plans, but death happens. All those plans, whatever that you wanna do it now.
Yeah.
Don't wait for tomorrow or for later, because tomorrow is not promised. Look at the people who've been burying now. We lose a lot of young people who are ambitious, who had plans, who wanted to go to holidays, who wanted to fly, but all those things are cut short because of death, or because of death. So, payla,
to the max.
But don't overdo it.
Exactly. Responsible.
Yeah. Responsible. Live responsibly.
Yeah. So basically, what advice would you give to or do you sometimes give to a person that just had a funeral right now? What advice would you give to a person that just had a funeral? Where should they begin basically?
Okay. I can say a person, we remember that when you grieve at your own terms. re ka bua ra reng like re ka bua dilo tse dintsi re ka kgothatsa but at the ultimate end wena tshwanetse ke decision gore ha ke dule mo this pain. I need to move away from that pain and take your time. Take your time. Ka 2023 later ka tlhokofetse ne he was working for me. I had to do the funeral. Ne ke mmona every day. It took me 3 months for ke be sharp ke like ke kre. It took me 3 months. So some people grieve for Majara 2 years. Take your time. But at the ultimate end, you need to take a decision. I'm moving away from this pain. You learn to let go. You start to accept. Then you move.
Acceptance is key.
You make peace.
Yeah. Hot money. The second last question that I have for you: where can people access you, or where can people access your services? Yeah, your policies, your services, or like where can people access Remmogo Burial?
Okay, we are located at number 8 Plain Street, Klerksdorp, mo toropong.
Okay.
Mo morago ga building ya gale ya Telkom mo thoko ga City Mall.
Okay.
80 Plain Street, Klerksdorp, kapa 80 Enoch Sondonga Street, Klerksdorp. That's where you can find us, or you can call us. Go 082 635 9742. 082 635 9742. That number works 24/7.
Okay.
Then there's 067 149 8918. 067 149 8918. Yeah. Then you can get us there, or you can follow our social media pages. Go Facebook at Remmogo Burials,
yes,
or go TikTok at Remmogo. Then tse dingwe tse are di active, Twitter le Instagram. But the TikTok and the Facebook one, they are active. It's on. You can get us there.
That is brilliant, hot money. So because you know that we are a youth platform with our audience ranging from 18 years to 34 years. That's our audience right now currently, you see. So as somebody that has been through life for so many years, as somebody that has went through ups and downs, went through business and failure, all these things, what advice or what's your word to the youth?
Okay, what I can say to youth is the best assets that you have is that you are young. Even though tomorrow is not promised, but the best assets that you have is that you are young.
Wow.
Use what you have. Use what you have at your disposal to make something for yourself. Whether you are employed or you want to be an entrepreneur, berekisa se o nang le sona for o fitlhelle ditoro tsa gago. And follow the process. Go through the process. Ska jagela go skipa stage sa gago sa go nna start up o bo batla go nna successful. Remember the business life cycle. You start as a startup, then you grow, you expand, then you are well established. And all these things take time. Does not happen overnight. It takes time.
Thank you so much.
And be kind to yourselves. This guy likes to say, Chief, be kind to yourself. At your age, you achieved a lot of things. Be kind to yourself. Take time. And you can't always be serious. Play hard, but work even harder. O sa itima go phela because of or o batla go dira eng. No. Sometimes you might build in silence and still build good. Or when they are sleeping, when they are grooving, I'm busy grinding. Sometimes when I grind and nonsense. So follow the process. and don't be afraid of competition. Don't be afraid of competition. So now, like I said, I'm a go-getter. Dreams delayed are not dreams denied. Doesn't mean for a multi-millionaire. No, I will get there at my own time, at my own pace.
Yes, sir.
So eventually, I will get there. No, that's the message that I have for the youth of today. And there's a Chinese businessman that I follow called Jack Ma. Jack Ma says, never give up. Never give up. Today might not be easy. Today will be hard. Tomorrow will be harder. But the day after tomorrow, you will rejoice. It will be sunshine. So, if you lose today or if you fail today, doesn't mean for tomorrow o tla faila or ka osane go tla ketefala go feta bokete bo bo utlwang today, but it won't be like that forever. So now there are some days whereby I win. There are some days whereby I lose, but I remain humble. Because I know there was a time when I get and so you need to be optimistic as a person. Be optimistic. Know that positive things are coming.
Yes.
Remember, there are men who were married. They divorced, left the mansion, to start over.
Yes.
Now I can lose it all today or tomorrow, but because I had a lot of debts. The gold saga, they were once close to 500,000 because of challenges. But Modimo ampa second chance mo bophelong to redeem myself and to work and start over. Remember, the rich and the poor, we are all given 24 hours.
Same.
What you are doing with your time is entirely up to you. And now I hate a person who feels sorry for themselves. Chief, we all have problems. We all have different challenges in this life.
Yes.
But don't come to me and tell me that, well, now you've got problems, this and that. If it wasn't for mama, the moment we learn to take responsibility and accountability of our lives, that's when we will change the way we plan that thing. Doesn't mean gore ha ke tsamaya le daimane ha no bojwala ke no bojwala ne na go ngwa ke le go tla be ke a monna a go betse shortnyana ke itse ha no bojwala. At the ultimate end, he's the one o tsang decision ya gore okay a kenwe ha so ke mo forced tshwantse a gane go ga chief, I'm not gonna do that.
That accountability.
Accountability. So the time I had problems, I said, you know what, let me stop blaming people for all the fuck ups that transpired in my life and take responsibility. And the more you accept your situation, the better. This generation from 18 to 26 years, banna metse Gautrain, banna metse train e nngwe motho ha batla go jwala le thaka gage ne. They expect you to own a car and a mansion le dithaka le tswa ko sekolong se one le tswa ko tsa mmalotlhe mare kana go gone go tsamaiwa ka di-trip tsa sekolo na palelwa go patala go ga bona go sena tšhelete, and she expects you to own a car and a mansion le dithaka a ba tswa a lota boga le rona makotsomela o tla bo mo fa 1,000 rand for fun e o mo siela siki mo or o mo siela mpa mo.
Preach.
Wa bona o direila life ya gagwe wa entsha mo sporong wa tswa ore because of they want a lifestyle e ba sa kgoneng go e afforda. Ba batla e affordwe ke motho o mongwe. I'm not against how they are living their lives, and I'm not gonna tell them how to live their lives, but Ferrari ba ina metseng e tlo ba dira ene mabotsumela ba fa bana ha tshwara 30 years ona le 2 kapa 3 ya bana, then o batla selo relationship is serious. Ke matlo fa relationship is serious ona le bana ba 3 different baby daddies because of the choices that you made. O le monyane o tatetse gore o tsamaye bo live bo kae o tatetse champagne lifestyle ka budget ya Hunters Gold or Black Label. No, it does not work like that. Yes, there are those who are lucky or bana lekelelo gore okay le go tsumela le mvusitse this money I can rekisa di weave, I can rekisa di Tupperware, I can rekisa Avon, ke dire 1 2 3 4 5, but there are those who live for now. Will live for the gram, Instagram, bo Tshepo ba bona gore ke nwa di vuvu, ke nwa di moye di lonyana tse tsamtse, you know. So ke mathata.
What do you think is the cause of like this toxicity in our society nowadays?
Sometimes I can say batho poverty only contributes to such things, and poverty is the number one factor a contributor to that life. Sometimes sometimes I'm associating myself le bo Tshepo le bo man. That thing Leon is the one ever pushes some more. How go dira or a jolly an average man, one would be like, I don't date Munna 1 9 to 5. But what is it that you can put to the table? There are some women out there who are very low key, who are working their asses off. I love you. I love you, ya nnete. Konala I love you, ya yo. So such things.
We deal with that a lot on the podcast.
Yeah, we do. And now there's no woman who will pressurize me. Why Tshepo sa America the latest 4 series? No, there's no woman who will pressurize me today. As long as I know that the cars that I have come miracle or guy I get koloti, as long as I know that my assets I don't owe them, I'm not gonna go out there and please people or for people to respect me because I drive a BMW. I'm not gonna do that nonsense. At the ultimate end, BMW e batla go patelwa go di hela, e batla insurance.
Sure.
So live your life. Do not let anyone to pressurize you. Just because of the man are not the hennies, it's a 6 in one night. I don't do that.
Sure.
I don't do that. So I'm trying to build an empire that will last from generation to generation. I don't want a rich or fancy lifestyle, sharp. As long as I can afford whatever that I want. I can go to Dubai next month. To book a flight to Gavai. I can get without eating a pressure or getting sharp.
Yeah. Mr. Tshepo, thank you so much for making time for us. It's been a great, awesome conversation. I know that for a fact that I took a lot of lessons, and I know that our viewers and audience have also they're going to enjoy this one because this one is one for the history books. I feel like we should just give Remmogo time to grow, 5 years or 3 years, and then we'll have a part 2 of this series because your journey is wonderful and we really appreciate you as Voices of the Nation podcast. Thank you for making time to come here and giving us your story.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much for hosting me.
Bye, thank you. We out.